Hey, what's up, guys? What's up, guys? Feel free to talk in the chat. There we go. Hey, guys. Let us see. Okie dokie. Artichoke. What has got this in here? Not too bad. There we go. What's up, guys? Oh, the internet's not looking better. What's up, guys? Favorite coach and entrepreneur, Coach Chris. Hope you're doing well. Just doing a little bit of cooking real quick. I've lost about 100 pounds, so yeah, so kind of just doing my food now. You guys let me know if you have any questions. Hope you're doing well. Hope you're having a nice day. Yeah. Pop that up a little hotter. There we go. Oh, that's going to be yummy. Hi, what's up, guys? So I know the Wi-Fi wasn't too great on that video. No big deal. I think the Wi-Fi should be better now. Let me put this over here. There we go. Very good. What's up, guys? Hope you're doing well. Hope you're doing well. So I've lost about 100 pounds, and now I am shifting into a new, I don't know if you guys have heard of Anthony Chafee. He's a doctor, and he has this theory where I've been studying. And essentially, I think he's on to something to where I think the human body may actually do better when you reduce the glucose intake, interestingly enough. So, yeah. So you can see, no pump, just how I normally look. I'm pretty happy with the amount of weight I've lost. What is the lock and key, Sir Jacob? Lock and key. What you mean? What do you mean the lock and key? Curious what that means. Oh boy, let's try to keep it somewhat appropriate. I do have a lot of younger viewers that come into my chat. Keep it somewhat appropriate, guys. Jesus loves you. Cool. Oh, okay. Whatever. I'm not a big fan of religion. I think Jesus was probably a real dude, but yeah, I'm not conformed to any religion. Yeah, there's stuff around the house that's got spirituality and stuff, and I think that's cool. But I don't believe the Bible is fundamentally true. I'm not convinced. I do believe in a God and a creator, but I don't really believe that the Christian faith or any other faith is right. I think it's a way to control people, essentially. The eyewitness testimony of a resolution, of a resurrection, doesn't convince me. Typically, most people don't even understand what they're looking in the world. So, yeah, man. Okay, that's your opinion. That's your opinion, man. Go for it. If that makes you happy, awesome. I don't think any single religion created by man is going to convince me that mankind can... I don't think the human brain can understand the infinite of a creator. I do believe in a God. And you can call it Jesus, you can call it whatever you want, but all religion was created by man. If you can't see that, then, I mean, it's pretty obvious, you know. But that's okay, whatever makes you stay good, baby. I'm very spiritual, but I think God is cool, but I don't need all the religious shenanigans. It was created by God. What is it? And how do you know that? That's an assertion. You're asserting what you believe to be true. And maybe the world was created by God. Cool. I'm cool with that. But even if that's the truth, and even if there is a creator, that doesn't mean that Jesus was the Son of God. Now, I think Jesus had a lot of good lessons. And there's a lot of cool stuff in the Bible. But to say this is the only way to get to heaven, that's where I kind of fundamentally disagree with that premise. But that's okay, because we live in a free country, at least in the United States. I have the ability to believe what I want. Yeah, you said the voice of God is faith or whatever. Elaborate. What are you trying to say? Right, but I don't believe that John 14:6, I don't believe that scripture in the Bible is fundamentally true. I believe you can learn from the Bible. I believe Jesus was a real person, And I believe Jesus had a great influence. But I just think he was a human being that was enlightened. There's been lots of enlightened people that come throughout the years. I believe religion was meant to try to control the masses. And yeah, it's pretty obvious to me. Yeah, you see what I mean? Yeah, I mean, look. And that's my opinion. Hey, C. James, hey, I'm not trying to prove I'm right or I'm wrong. I'm just saying I'm not convinced that the Bible is fundamentally true. Now, what I will say is what most people do, like following the golden rule and treating people with love. I believe in that concept, but I don't have to be a Christian to conclude that it's better to love than hate. I don't need the church for that. I figured that out on my own because I realized in life, if you're nice to people and you're respectful, you go a long way. Yeah, that's all, man. And that's a fair point. Now, see, some of the stuff, and I don't want to get into a religious debate, but one of the things that I can't convince myself is like when God of the Bible told the Canaanites to be, I forget who it was, but I forget who was supposed to go kill all the Canaanites because they were heathens. It's kind of messed up because all the women and children were slaughtered and, you know, it was for God's own. Hey, sorry about that. My stream got interrupted. Hey, what's up? Welcome back to the chat. No, you see, and this is my point, and I know I'm going to touch on some toes on this, but if God commands people to go slaughter women and children, no matter what they were doing, that just doesn't seem right to me. I just can't wrap my head around that. And here's a thought experiment. It's okay for God to wipe out an entire nation of people because, including women and children. Another thing to think about slavery and all this, and I don't believe the Jewish people are God's chosen people. Like, I don't think anyone is God's chosen people. I think everyone is God's chosen people. So how can one race of people be God's chosen people? And they just happen to write the Bible. So the people that wrote the Bible were God's chosen people. Come on, man. That smells like some weird stuff. You know what I mean? Hi, what's up? By the way, guys, I'm only giving my opinion. Listen, feel free to ask my opinion on things. Feel free to stay in the chat. I'm not trying to convert anybody. I'm simply saying my last few streams, people have been curious about my religious preferences, and that's what I tell people. I am very close to God. I talk to God every day in my own way, but I do not like religion. I've never found any form of religion that makes sense. It's all made, to me, with all due respect, I think it's all created by man, and I don't have to be part of a church to understand the glory of God. You know what I mean? I'm glad you have questions. You getting close? Nah, man, I've been like this since I was in middle school. I was raised in the church, and I know firsthand how the church is. I'm not going to try to say all churches are cults, but I know firsthand that people group together in tribes. And then when people group together in tribes, it's like my tribe versus your tribe. And the biggest thing that fears me about religion is when you have people who disagree and then you have war. I just think it's silly. Now, I am a patriot, and I know that there were certain things in the Bible that were probably fundamental to Socrates and Aristotle to create the United States. And there's lots of lessons, but it's not like I know some people who the only book they've ever read in their life is the Bible. How can you try to have any type of experience in life if you only read one book? You got to educate yourself. And those people haven't even left the United States. Yeah, some churches are crazy. Some churches are good, I'm sure. Yo, have a good one, K-Wad. Have a nice day. Solitary. Yeah, I remember you from the last stream. And again, guys, I want to encourage you to ask tough questions. All I ask is that you're polite, because I do have younger viewers that come in. and kind of treat this that's a respectable conversation. Like, how many times do you have someone that comes online to actually talk to you about hard subjects? And you should always question what you believe in everything. You should always ask why. If you never ask why, or you never question what you believe, and you're just content, you're never going to grow as an individual. I think the path to enlightenment, which I am on a path to enlightenment, is what I'm trying to do. I think the path to enlightenment literally comes from questioning everything that we're so sure about, and then coming up with our own rational thought, not what people tell us, but what we conclude. Now, that's open for debate. That's my own opinion. I just got done doing some working out, so now I'm going to eat some sausage and some chicken, which is amazing, and then I'm going to sit down and talk to you guys. I just need to cook real quick. Give me 1 second. But yeah, feel free to ask any tough questions. I'm not going to make fun of you. I'm not going to do anything that's going to make you feel embarrassed. All I'm going to do is ask for you to think critically. Think critically about what you believe. And if you disagree with me, that's okay. I will still be your friend on stream, but if we disagree with each other, that's just what people do. You know, I'm an independent thinker. I can critically think. What am I making? Very good. Hi, Things with Jacob. Is America really free, or is we have an illusion of freedom? The American people are free within a framework. But I believe that after World War II, the rich Jewish aristocrats gave us money with interest, and now the United States is owned by Israel. I think the United States is owned by the Jewish population, and we in the United States are a bunch of cattle. We are a bunch of cattle under the confines of Jewish law, and they control us. When the president is sworn in to the United States, he has to go wear the yarmulke and he has to kiss the stone. And also, if you look at the Jewish nation as our ally, they put us in bad situations. So no, I think we have the illusion of freedom within a framework, and the American people are getting dumber every year because people would rather be on TikTok than read books. Very big problem. You have no advantage on a person who is illiterate if you don't read. So, that's my opinion. Good question, though. Good question about the thing of illusion of freedom. Yeah, the whole world, you're darn right. The cattle, I don't know who the families are, but the whole world are cattle because they have the power, they have the money, right? The United States, I love my country, but when my president has to go submit to Jewish law, and I'm telling you, man, look at what happened to World War II in the United States. Look at who bought the United States. The United States was sold to Israel after World War II. And thus, the first book that was ever printed on the Gutenberg press was the Bible. It was all planned out. It was all planned out. Yeah, Rothschild and Rockefeller. Yep. And I actually think, I forget, was Rockefeller Jewish? I forget if Rockefeller was Jewish or not. And I'm not trying to be mean, because I'm not trying to hate the Jewish people in all of this, because there's good people, but it's obvious throughout history. I think the Jewish people, every time they go into countries, they've been kicked out of 500 countries. Now, let's say you have a friend and they go into 500 bars, right? And they keep getting kicked out. Is it the bar's fault or is it your friend's fault? Think about that. That's to scale the magnitude of how many times the Jewish people have been kicked out of countries. And even Hitler, I'm not for the Holocaust, I'm not. But Hitler wasn't trying to slaughter the Jews, he was trying to protect his race of infiltration, you know. And I'm not saying what he did was right, because it was horrific and horrible, but you see why throughout history that has happened, right? There's no single religion that's true. Like, just think about it. How can you have, all religion is made by people. Just think about it. There are people who become enlightened and they open up and they express themselves, but at the bare root, all religion was created by man. Now, then it comes to the question of your moral and ethical compass. I don't need a book to tell me it's better to not be an asshole, right? It's better to work together. It's common sense. But the biggest fear with religion and me, just not necessarily religion, but pure faith, is we lose our ability to think rationally. Hello. Losing our ability to think rationally is not good. Now, somebody asked me what I was cooking. I was cooking my post-workout meal, which is a bunch of chicken and sausage. No carbs, no sugar, just fat and protein. That's why at almost 40 years old, I look like this. That's why nearly almost 40 years old, I'm able to stay lean, because I eat more fat and protein. I don't eat a lot of sugar, right? So I've lost 100 pounds doing this. And I'm not a bodybuilder. I'm not a power athlete. I'm a guy who's working on mastering his body weight. And I find that fat and carbs sustain my energy level better than just sugar. You know what I'm saying? And it seems to be working. Well, the Democrats from JFK. Now, if you look at the Democratic Party from like the 60s and 70s, or whenever JFK was in office, those Democrats are pretty cool. But yeah, there is a shift. I'm not pure Democrat and I'm not pure Republican. I am independent and I lean more conservative. I do lean more conservative, but I'm not so far right wing that I get to, because any extreme, whether it's too conservative or too liberal, you have crazy people. The answer is in the middle. The answer is always in the middle. That's where balance is. Yeah, the blue dog, yeah. I mean, they were pretty much, the old Democrats were pretty much the modern Republicans, but just crazy left-wing liberal bastards who don't eat meat, their brains. When you don't eat meat and fat, 2/3 of your brain runs off ketones. Only 1/3 of your brain runs off glucose. So if you want to be smart and you want to boost your cognitive ability, don't drink, don't smoke, don't look at porn, don't fornicate, educate yourself, do push-ups and pull-ups and sprint for your legs, sprint, and eat a bunch of fat and protein and watch what happens to your brain. Dude, plant-based meat, bro, have you ever looked at the ingredients on plant-based meat? I've been studying nutrition since I was 17 years old. I don't know what the hell is in that. Bill Gates is up to something. Bill Gates wants to control us all. Yeah, UNCJ, the plant-based meat, man, no, I'm not for that, man. Now, I was vegan for 6 months, so when I was younger, I was brainwashed into thinking that vegetarian and veganism was right. I was brainwashed into that. So I was vegan for 6 months, vegetarian for 6 months. I grew up in Boulder as a conservative. So, okay. So you're in Boulder. Isn't that, okay. See, UNC, by the way, Solitaires, thanks for coming back to the chat. I do remember you. You know, what's funny is UNC James came in here, and let's just put it this way. It's kind of funny because he came in kind of trolling, I think, a little bit, but he ended up, I think, making a friend. Come on. You got to admit, if anything, tell all your friends, guys, you want to get into some deep debates with me? Help get me monetized on YouTube. I'll go live and talk to anybody, anywhere, at any time. Y'all just got to help me get monetized. That's all you got to do. I call this cereal. This is my, basically, I don't want to say I'm going carnivore, but have you guys unked? Okay, unked. My name Unk. I grow up in Boulder. Me no like liberal. Oh, me Unk. My name Unk. That pops up into my head. My name Unk. Me Unk. Me not crazy. Unk not crazy. Unk not crazy. You crazy. I don't know why, but if I was thinking of Unk, it's like, that would be the character Unk. Me Unk. Hey, everybody's crazy. It's the normal people you gotta worry about. It's the normal folks that, you see, let me tell you something about life. The people who always dress the best and always look the best and they always have everything perfect, they have the deepest, darkest skeletons in their closet and they're trying to hide them from you. The people who are themselves, they don't really care what you think about them, those are the normal people that you want to associate with. That has been my experience traveling around the world. The people who look the best have the most to hide. It's not always that way, but a lot of times, if you really pay attention, it's always the people who have all the things that are doing the crazy stuff behind the scene. It's almost like a smoke screen. It's like a smoke screen. Okay. All right. Good afternoon from the enchanted island of Puerto Rico. Oh, wow. How's Puerto Rico today? I just dropped a fork on my toe. All right. So we cooked that, we got going. I'm doing well, man. Thanks for asking. Yeah, you got to watch out for normal people pretending to be crazy. Yeah. I pretend to be crazy all the time just to test people. And it's actually a pretty effective strategy. Sometimes I'll go down the street and just be like this. Hey, and I'll pretend, and then I'll play with people. And I'm always interacting with people in different characters just to see. But at the root of my core, I'm simply trying to find people who can have an unbiased conversation without cognitive dissonance. My favorite thing to do is to meet people who are different than me and to learn from their experiences. But I also know everybody I tend to meet these days are wearing these masks. So my goal is to try to interact with as many people as possible every day. Hence why I do YouTube. And by spending more time talking to other people and their experience, I feel like I get a better view of the human condition. Yeah, implicit bias, cognitive dissonance, all of that. Yeah, it drives me crazy. Now, I do know one thing for sure. Come here, buddy. All right, buddy. Ugh. Come on. Let's put this up here. Let's see if we can get some good sun here. All right, buddy. Here. Come here. Come here. Come here, buddy. Come here, buddy. Come here, buddy. Here you go. Here. A little piece of sausage. Is that yummy? A little piece. No? Huh. Usually eats it. Yeah, I watch people too. I'm always watching people. If you ever sit back and look how, if you really ever sit back and see how people interact with each other, it's weird. If you're quiet, people will tell you everything you need to know. Mm-hmm. Yep. Very true. Let's see. The culture in Puerto Rico is different. It's common courtesy to say good morning to everyone and shake a lot of hands. That's cool. Well, every culture's got their specialties. Every culture's got their specialties. I can see that. Want to see Buddy? Hey, Buddy. One piece of sausage? Was that yummy? That's yummy, isn't it? He's licking his lips. You want another piece? I'm from Swiss German background, not much affection. I've got a German heritage too. I've got German and Anglo-Saxon tribe and a little bit of Viking thrown in there. So mixed with a little bit of Irish as well. Yeah. So we may come from a lineage of people where, we may come from a lineage where we were fighting in wars together. Because this seems to be a commonality. So Joe Mac, thanks for sharing that. That's pretty cool. And yeah, if you want to stay affectionate like that, that's cool. I think that's good for some things. That's good. Neighbor's dog. Yum, yum, yum. Got some sunlight today. Oh, nice. Oh, you're related to Oliver Cromwell? That's interesting. Interesting. No wonder you're so nuts. Kind of a radical figure, huh? Yeah. Let me sit up here. Maybe there's a better view here. There we go. And Obama, my 32nd cousin. Huh? I don't know about that. Interesting. Sometimes I think President Obama should be charged with treason. Dunham? Interesting. Yeah, Obama and Biden let a bunch of immigrants in our country that are messing stuff up. Not good. Oh, your mom does genealogy? Well, that's cool. Have you ever heard of Alfred North Whitehead? He's in my lineage. He's an American polymath. That's pretty cool. So let me look at the top fans right now. Shout out to Joe Mac. Shout out to Joe Mac 4100, Unct, Solitary Arts, Taiwan, and Sir Jacob. Thank you guys. I'm related to that guy. He's an American polymath, known for exceptional pattern recognition. we go. Yeah. Probably be a better viewpoint if I was over here. In the sun. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Good, good, good. Man, I just love a good portion of meat and fat for my post-workout. Ooh. There we go. Much better. Maybe something like that. Is that better? There we go. Very cool. He never invited me to his summit. I guess you weren't close enough in the lineage. What you want, buddy? Come here. Here, buddy. Oh, buddy. Come here. Come here, buddy. He really likes that sausage. You want it? Yum, yum. Very cool. On South Lawn. That's funny. You know, so. Mm-hmm. That makes sense to me. Well, the way I keep my cat, his fur really good, I always give him real meat. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Yeah, go train, man. Remember, master your body weight before you lift weights. That's my opinion. I think mastering body weight was one of the ways I lost 100 pounds. So a lot of the training I do is I do a lot of push-ups, a lot of pull-ups, and a lot of dips. And it actually, I think when you train your body to move as a single unit, it works better. You know what I mean? And then, you know, not that I'm crazy built, but I look all right? Almost 40. And I hardly ever lift weights. All I do is do push-ups and pull-ups and dips and sprints. I do body weight calisthenic movements. Mm-hmm. Yum. 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 Nice. Peace, man. Thanks for the subscription. Thanks for the subscribe. Oh. All right, guys. Pieces. Mm-hmm. All right. Peace. Good talking to you. Have a great day. Stay blessed. Stay amazing. Of course, I remember everybody that comes in my chat. Most of them. Most of them I do. Very cool. Well, that's been 30 minutes of a stream. Had some good chats coming in. That was really fun. I do think I'm going to get ready to get my shower and bath going. Don't worry, I'm not going to get naked on camera. I'm not making an OnlyFans video. Just a disclaimer, I would never do OnlyFans. So physique update, lost 100 pounds, just ate a bunch of sausage and eggs and steak and stuff. That's what a physique looks like. Only eating when I'm hungry, fasting, and eliminate processed sugar. Stay good, guys. God bless, and I'll see you next time.